There was a time that I struggled with making even just one video. And now I've made 100 videos. Actually, 138 videos. And I never thought that I would be here. And so here's the lessons and just a few things that I've learned from the process of making YouTube videos, from the repetition that I want to share with you today. I didn't even write down really any notes because I just want to be completely open and apparent with you over what my process is, what I do. And so, here it is. So the first analogy I want to use is a lake and a boat. You might not know what I mean by that, but think of a lake as a pool of people, a group of people that you want to serve. And so what I had to do to start being consistent on YouTube is I had to actually pick what my pool of people was, who I was going to serve. And so I picked Christian men creating content, and now that's a pretty small lake, right? That's a pretty small pool. And the way I reach them is getting on a boat, right? If I have an audience on shore and I have to start in the middle of the lake, the best way to do that is being in a boat. So the saying goes, pick the lake, then pick the boat, and then row as hard as possible. Row as hard as possible. So once you find the right group of people, then the boat represents the platform, what you're using. And so we're using YouTube, right? And so I picked Christian men creating content, and then I picked YouTube. And so I picked the lake, picked the boat, picked the right boat for me, picked the right boat for you, and you row as hard as possible. And now how do you pick the right platform, you might be asking? Well, if you're on here, that might actually show you. So the thing is usually the best platform for you to be creating content on is the one that you use most, right? Because if you use it the most, you know it the best. You know what works and you know what doesn't subconsciously because you're so used to that kind of content, right? And so just pick the platform that you use most, whether that's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever one that you use the very most and you're the most used to, use that one because that's going to be the highest leverage for you to have that initial growth. Now, the last analogy that I want to use is looking at the mirror at yourself. But it's not just yourself, it's your past self. And so a lot of us don't know what to talk about. A lot of us don't know what to say, and we feel like we need to share our successes and what we're successful at, and we feel like we're not rich enough or we're not good enough to be sharing our own lives, okay? And a lot of us want to vlog, a lot of us want to, be intentional about showing other people what is in our lives. The thing is that you have to be willing with sharing the journey. You have to be willing with showing exactly where you want to go and where you're headed and exactly where you are right now in this moment. Because when people can see a transformation from video to video consistently, from you having a hard time, maybe being a little fat, maybe doing bad habits, maybe trying to work on quitting bad habits, to being absolutely jacked, to doing great habits and to socializing with people and eating awesome and going to the gym. Think of if people saw that transformation over your consistency of your channel. And so as soon as you see little successes in anything, think about that constantly. Think about, like in daily life, not on YouTube. When you see little successes in your day-to-day life, think about that constantly. And your energy that can go into actually creating the videos is going to be a lot greater, because you're creating your videos around you and around who you are. And so when you're getting better, when you're doing better on yourself, that does not mean that you have thousands of more dollars or you moved into a new house. All it means is that you're changing your heart and you're changing your mind and what you think about yourself and how you can actually achieve something, how you think you can actually get somewhere that you want to be. And once you change that posture, then you start growing on a journey. And this is where the mirror analogy comes in. And so when you look at yourself in the mirror, you see yourself, right? But this is a different kind of mirror. Imagine looking at yourself and seeing your younger self, seeing yourself a few months ago, seeing yourself a few years ago. And now the gap is so wide after you've grown into the person that you're wanting to become. You're not even fully there yet, right? But you're kind of on this journey. You're becoming the person you want to become. Now, as you grow further away from who you once were, you start sharing stories, you start sharing tools and tactics of exactly how you solved getting out of that place, right? I share how to get out of rut. I share how I quit video games. I share how I started getting into the gym. I share how to find my purpose, because I was lost in all those things. I was confused in all those things. I was in this constant loop in my mind. And so I share that on YouTube. I turn that into a story, and I'm always growing further away from where I was in the past, right? And then I'm learning stories along the way to be able to share with you and help you grow. Isn't that so powerful? So there's just a few things that has helped me be able to actually completely dominate in YouTube and be super consistent, like on videos, and consistently show up every single day, no matter what. Even if it's not the best video, even if I don't love it, I'm still consistent. So I wanted to read a verse. It says, "If you are of the world would love its own. But because you're not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, because of this world, the world hates you." That's what Jesus says in John 15:19. And so Jesus literally says that we are not of the world. He chose us out of the world. So you do not need to blend in. You do not need to be like everybody else. Don't try to fit in with everybody else. Don't try to do what everybody else is doing. Use content. Use yourself, your growth, God's growth inside of you to share with the world and to inspire other people to grow themselves. And do that through whatever you're passionate about, whatever is your purpose, whatever you love. Share that with the world. Show them that you have done it. You can stay consistent in something you love, and they can do it too. If you'd like to have a completely free course on growing your personal brand on YouTube, I literally took 45 minutes straight of just recording out here in my backyard, and I have a whole presentation set up. I have the link below to my free community, and inside there I just posted it in there. So I will see you there, and I hope that you find it super valuable. Hope that this was valuable, and I will see you there. Okay,